Hey guys, welcome back to Shelby on Safari. I hope you're well. I'm out in the wilds of Winchester today because we are looking at the Vietnamese mossy frogs. And no, I'm not going to find any here. However, I will be joined later on by Sean from SG Animals as he talks to us about best practice tips for keeping them. And we'll also go through 5 things that you need to know about these amazing amphibians. But first, if you're new here and you want to learn all about animals in the wild or in pop culture, be sure to hit that subscribe button and make that bell go ding so you can be the first to see all the new content. Now, let's dive right in. The Vietnamese mossy frog lives in, you guessed it, Vietnam. Specifically the northern part, where there's evergreen rainforest and limestone cliffs. They are endemic to this part of Vietnam, meaning that they are found nowhere else on Earth. Although they are widely kept around the world, though, by pet traders and zoological collections, in their native habitat, they are locally threatened. Vietnamese mossy frogs are one of 11 frog species in the genus Theloderma, all of which can be found in Southeast Asia. They too have bumpy skin and kind of cryptic coloration. Another favorite amphibian in this genus, though, has to be the pied-warty frog, also known as the bird poop frog. Yes, their camouflage is incredible. Just take a look at this. But they can make themselves even more difficult to find because they can actually throw their voice and make it sound like its call is coming from 10 feet away from where they actually are. Kind of like a ventriloquist. And even though their names suggest that moss is really important to them, they in fact rely on water. Because when it comes time to reproducing, the female will lay her eggs on a rock or even just a leaf above the surface of the water. That way, aquatic predators can't get the eggs. When the eggs do hatch, the larvae will fall from the eggs into the water and change from tadpole form to adult over the course of many months. In fact, one study found that it took 137 days for their tails to be reabsorbed with metamorphosis completed, and their adult coloration fully developed. I'll put the link to this crazy cool study in the description down below.
Hello guys, and hello Shelby, thanks for having me. So joined by Gary to talk about some mossy frogs. Mossy frogs are one of my absolute dream animals. They're absolutely amazing animals that are really popular pets among reptile and amphibian keepers. As far as keeping them goes, they need a fair bit of space and a high humidity. They also need a lot of plant coverage and places to climb. The downside to keeping mossy frogs though, and one of the limitations, is they're very much a display pet, not a handling pet. Partly because of the toxins on our hands and the oils and everything can damage their skin, cause them harm. So generally, if you do need to handle them, it should be done with damp gloves on. And typically they won't be seen for days at a time. Normally so much as like a toe or a foot poking out of a leaf lets you know that they're still there and they're still kicking. And to add to this, they're also nocturnal. So they go about their business and they're most active when you're all tucked up in bed. They tend to be kept in groups or pairs, and they tend to be kept like this with great success, to be honest. They're not necessarily considered a social species, so in this instance it is more of a case of the more frogs you have, the more space you need, just to make sure they each have their own space and almost their own territory, even though they're not necessarily all that territorial, just the option to be on their own. And if you keep a male and a female paired together with a well-filtered water section, you can more than likely expect some eggs. One of the big benefits of keeping these guys is their temperature range, because unlike a lot of exotic pets, these guys like it in the low 20s. Around 15 to 25 degrees Celsius. And one of the benefits of this is keepers like me in the UK, throughout the winter periods and in the summer months, because they do tend to be alright with up to 30 degrees Celsius. It means providing a heat mat and a thermostat, they're pretty much good to go. It's almost a very similar climate anyway, so it's So I suppose, in a sense, it's not quite as demanding as some of the other amphibians you can keep, and some of the other exotic pets. But anyway, thank you for having me, Shelby, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to check out my channel, and otherwise, enjoy the rest of the video.
Thank you so much to SG Animals for joining me in today's video. If you guys haven't already, be sure to check out his channel. I'll put links to it in the description down below. He has quite the collection of friends, and he does some fantastic videos, especially when it comes to husbandry and care. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye!